Chapter 19. They hike through the hilly farmlands containing cattle behind stone fences, followed by the gentle breeze. A sudden sound erupts from the south, and as they turn to face the familiar noise, the vast blue sea comes into view, and various massive trade ships enter into the city's harbor. While Hotaru and Isamu are sighing with relief after hours' worth of traveling, Aziza glances at the cows as they return their stare to her. All the while, Fedir is on her shoulder like a wounded soldier as he shields his eyes. The flight through the new spell Zoom was a nauseating ride, unlike the Chimera Wing. They shot through the air, zigzagging across the land, finally landing in an open field with a crash where Maria could be seen. The trip was hours ago, but everyone is still feeling its exhausting effects. Hotaru experienced the least amount of sickness, but she still recalls the speed at which she was going, passing over the same structures, back and forth like a dog retrieving a ball. "Are you feeling any better?" Aziza worried. His voice is slow, and he groans like a zombie. "I will be fine. I'm just not used to flying around yet." It also didn't help that she took several attempts before we reached the border. "Can it, Isamu?" Hotaru shouted. "It was my first time ever flying, and we should consider ourselves lucky that we didn't crash into any buildings." "Still, you were close." "Can we stop with this bickering?" Aziza interjected. As the queen said, Hotaru will grow used to its power within time. For now, let's focus on the task at hand. "Well, we were supposed to meet up with Grandma at the border, but she wasn't there," Isamu noted. "Perhaps she had important business back at her kingdom," Fedir muttered, removing himself from Aziza's shoulder. Aziza hovers her arms around him as he limps forward. As she continues to watch him, she ponders. If it's anything like last time, the King of Ortega might know. She always seems to inform the sovereigns of our approach. "So you think another trial awaits us?" Hotaru questioned, with Aziza following up on her theory. "Most likely, and I have a feeling it won't be easy." "So far nothing has been easy," Hotaru thought. The gate to the city comes into view, and at its entrance are dozens of loud, bustling citizens roaming the narrow streets. The two thin sidewalks on opposite ends are nestled between the large, full road and stacked squared tenements, like boxes perfectly placed atop each other. The buildings are painted in bright colors that draw the people's eyes to the open doors with welcoming signs. Some belong to civilians as their homes, while others are businesses full of fresh stock, with store owners shouting and waving people in. Finally, on the center of the street, is the road for carriages full of supplies as they enter or exit from the nearby harbor district. "This is not what I expected," Isamu commented. "It's even better." "You know of Ortega?" Hotaru questioned. "Of course I do. Back at Aliahan, I helped the locals with packing and carrying their goods onto carriages that were to be packaged onto ships straight to here. Mind you, I never loaded or seen any of these ships, but they spoke of how Ortega was full of imported goods from all over the world. I bet they have food from Japan here." "Do they really?" Hotaru blurted with excitement. Finally, a city which catered to her. She did not care for the nightlife of Asham, and though she enjoyed Isis, nothing compares to a bustling city. Occasionally, Aliahan had goods brought from places like Japan. Her mother always saved up some gold to purchase special ingredients which could only be grown in Japan's soil. It was a way to keep memory of her original home. Fedir perks up, full of life. "I bet the cathedral here has tons of tomes about foreign religious artifacts and leaders." "Shouldn't we be heading to the castle first?" Aziza said. "Though some snacks from around the world do sound pleasing." The mood goes sour. Aziza was correct, and unfortunately they don't have much gold to begin with, and must compromise on what to get. "You're right," Hotaru sighed. "But after that we go shopping. I say after all the stress we went through, we deserve it." The castle presents itself like a grand opening to a once-in-a-lifetime show. Many people of status march past them, coming through with goods from all across the land. The guards in their vibrant shining blue armor remain still like statues that enhance the castle's regal design. They step in through the open doors, squeezing past the crowd. A beautiful decorated lobby with sophisticated music, full of people trading and discussing business, lies before them. From how everyone is dressed and presenting their stock, today appears to be an important day for the kingdom of Ortega. Suddenly, a server in a clean suit with a bright red face and a shining tray rushes past them. He nearly knocks over an old wine bottle as he hits his waist on one of the tables further in. As they try to ignore his haste, a voice that squeals like a pig erupts from the depths of the lobby. "No, no, no! This won't do!" The eyes of every guest pans over to a large dining table. Their conversations stop, yet the music still plays. Sitting alone at one of the widest tables is a large, young, bear-like man in royal blue robes. He has his hands wrapped around sparkling silverware that he slams down with every sentence. He yells at the same waiter from before, whose hand shakes the metal tray, as if he were playing along with the unfazed musicians nearby. Most of the kings Hotaru has met so far have been stout in stature, but the man before them is a glutton. He has stains of food on his oversized bib, and food sprays out of his mouth when he speaks. She is disgusted by the man, but must speak with him. It was what Pimiko likely requested, as Aziza suggested. She, however, is hesitant to push forward as he keeps screaming like a spoiled child. "You call this a meal for a king? Make it again this instant!" he shouted, pointing to his plate. The food atop the golden plate is a beautiful sizzling steak with a delectable aroma and an egg with golden yolk like the sunset, as well as some fresh grown vegetables that make his spread shine. "I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I will return shortly." As they gawk at the impatient king, an older gentleman dressed as a butler greets them. "Greetings, travelers of Aliahan. Queen Pimiko has debriefed us of your arrival. As you can see, we have a need for your assistance." Thank the goddess, she thought, thankful for the butler as if he was a messenger sent from the heavens. Hotaru suddenly stops, looking to the king, then back to the calm and stoic butler. "As you can see," she replayed, her mind coming to a screeching halt like breaking a string from a violin. "Wait, you're serious? We have to fetch the king a meal?" "Great observation, but not quite." He chuckles before taking a moment to gather his thoughts. While he may be as old as the gentleman back at Romeria, his smile is more genuine despite the chaos a short distance away. But also knowing the last, this isn't likely the worst she has seen. "You see, we are currently holding a large gathering that happens once per year in Ortega, hence the crowded audience," he continued, his voice still clear despite the king's tantrum within hearing distance. "However, as things were going smoothly, we ran out of the young king's favorite ingredient, black pepper. If this continues any longer, the reputation of Ortega's lifelong tradition will plummet, and we will have to win back our suppliers." "So you're telling me Grandma has tasked us with bringing back black pepper? Wouldn't it be easier for you guys to get it?" "That's where the problem lies. We have sent our ships to the eastern land to acquire more. However, with the recent monsters, the route through the sea has become a death trap for any who dare sail it, leaving only a path through the mountain near Asham. The Queen suggested you would be best fit for the job since you recently learned Zoom. After our discussion, the Queen and I promised a valuable reward that awaits when you return." "Already we fall from grace," Isamu commented. "We trekked through a dangerous pyramid full of dangerous monsters, and now we are delivery men." "After what we went through, I will gladly take an easy task," Fedir added. "All right, we will help you," Hotaru answered, agreeing with Fedir's sentiment. She has been through so much dread within the last few days, a change of scenery would be nice. He softly claps his hands together. "Thank you so much." He pulls from his blue coat pocket a letter that is already rolled, as if he had this planned from the start. "In a cave near Asham is a dwarf named Nordy. Present this missive to him and he will explain the rest." How much longer is this going to take? I'm starving here, the king interrupted. As the servers panic behind him, as if the world is coming to an end, he places his hand across his chest. I suggest you please hurry. So much for shopping, Hotaru moaned with the others following suit.